Cheers. Ladies, gentlemen, angry faithful, boys, girls, all ages. You know the types. Yourselves. We are here for the 210th episode of Nerd Sports.
This is the San Antonio episode.
It, the San I see what you did there. And like 10, this episode will be under constant construction.
It may go on forever too.
Yeah.
Straight as an arrow.
Every time I drive north on 45, right there where the 10 off ramp is going to San Antonio, that bastard's always backed up. Why? The latest culprit is they have it squeezing down into one lane almost immediately.
Awesome. That's a great place for that.
Oh, it is, especially because when you're coming off of the 288 and then you merge onto 45, it dips down and it comes around to the right and it goes up another hill and rolls back towards the left. And that's where the on-ramp is for 10. And I'm like, oh, yeah.
Absolutely love that.
You get a good head of steam going. Oh boy, let me tell you. You're like, fuck yeah, I'm gonna make good time today. Oh shit, here we go. Brake lights out of nowhere. It's fucking awesome.
And we're stuck.
But without further ado, I'm going to turn things over temporarily to our esteemed producer, David, for this week's Weird Sport.
This week, I actually written down stuff for the Weird Sport of the Week. In the spirit of the Kentucky Derby this week, we look at a new racing coming to you, the sperm racing. See if you can see your specimen, make it to the finish line, or if it's special needs, hit the wall.
One. Wait, are they playing music? That is awesome.
So, what is it that you were actually searching when you found this?
Yeah.
No, Dave Portnoy actually posted about this.
Yeah. It's world's first sperm racing.
UCLA versus USC. Now, I wonder if the NIL rules apply. I wonder if the NIL rules apply to these sperm. Right? Like, because their likenesses are being used to bring the college money.
What's even worse than that? What if they have to get the people like enhancement stuff?
Right.
Well, like, you gotta think too that these are actually minors. I mean, this could be, child labor. I really think that this needs to be investigated.
Exactly. I mean, as long as they're not doing it on an island somewhere, I think we're going to be okay.
Alcatraz?
I'm surprised nobody noticed the wording I used today.
Here's the thing.
You.
What do you say about the college that never wins a race? Like, what's that do for recruiting?
Like, are they?
You're going to start seeing people like ABC with the Bachelor or Bachelorette. They're never going to pull people that go to those schools.
How do you train for that?
Cock push-ups.
Lots of protein.
Lots of protein.
One's all you need.
One's all you need. A lot of potassium and
oh, for those of you who know that reference, good on you.
Lots of pineapple juice.
Fucking rocket sauce.
Gas station pills.
I believe in God.
The extra rope.
Oh, and just like 10, we've broken down already. We're 4 minutes into the show.
You are welcome.
Oh, let me see here. All right. Baseball news. Hey, guess what? They're still playing baseball. Freddie Freeman hit his 350th career home run today. It was a 2-run home run to center field during the third inning of the Dodgers game versus Miami. So good for you, Freddie fucking Freeman.
The Rangers had a little bit of a shakeup in their front office.
Yeah. I did see something a little about that. I didn't research it a ton. I was too busy commiserating the Red Sox bullpen. Absolutely, to borrow parlance from the New England Department of Vernacular, they shit the bed. Holy fuck, did they shit the bed? They've been shitting the bed for like the last 10 days.
So
They've blown probably, I don't know, over half of the games over the last 10 days. They've blown leads.
I feel your pain. Did you see the score of that Mariners game the other day?
Yeah, yes, I did.
I saw a clip of the opening pitch on the third for the Red Sox.
Okay.
No, like the guy who.
Oh, the first pitch, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no. That.
Oh,
Are you talking about the one where you hit the cameraman in the balls?
No,
Because that was classic, but I think that was from back like 2012.
No, I saw a clip where a guy was dressed as Luffy came up to the mound and threw a pitch.
Oh, okay.
And he was wearing a red, and they're selling like one-piece Red Sox jerseys now.
Well, now I know I have to go look for one. See, okay, I would be remiss if, for the sake of at least half of this panel, I didn't mention that yesterday was May the 4th be with you. But being that today is that we were celebrating May the 6th, I could give a fuck about the Force.
Today's the 5th.
I know.
No, that's tomorrow. Today is Cinco de Mayo. It's May the
Isn't
5th, but
May the
it's
5th?
May the 6th.
Is on the 6th.
It works better on the 6th.
Yeah,
It
know
works
what?
better.
You're right. It does.
No,
I've got an
I-
Obi-Wan Kenobi tunic along
That's
with,
a source of contention, but I personally feel.
Hey, you know
it's
what?
better on
I'm
the
on
6th.
board for that kind of chaos because I was all over it whenever Mark Hamill's kid tweeted out like, hey, happy May the 4th or whatever, right? And he put a picture of the Enterprise up there.
Oh God.
Mark Hamill retweeted, he goes, son, we need to have a talk. William Shatner goes, no, let the kids speak.
Nice.
It's like,
Oh, did you see in the Sunday New York Times, the crossword puzzle? There was one of the clues. It said the better of two sci-fi franchises.
yeah.
No matter which one you put in, Star Wars or Star Trek, it fit. It worked with all the other clues. They actually keyed it so that it went both ways. That was kind of cool.
That's like a 3-dimensional chess right there. That's
Oh hell yeah.
That's the kind
Possibly
of thinking.
40.
That's the kind of thinking that beats Nunyan Khan in the Battle of the Natara Nebula. I mean, that's 3-dimensional chess. This 2-dimensional holographic chess in the back of the fucking Millennium Falcon bullshit. 3-dimensional chess is where it's at.
First of all, that was
You can tell where I side in the whole feud, right?
it's
So
Jarek, first of all. Second of all. Khan!
this is true. Hey, fun fact about Ricardo Montalban, the guy that played Khan, both in the original series and when he reprised his role. He obviously, he's a A-lister
Oh yeah.
actor, right? And according
Very
to SAG rules, you're required to receive an offer of at least $1 million, right?
Right.
We know that William Shatner got $1 million to do Star Trek 2.
Right.
That film only had a budget of $11 million, right?
Oh wow.
Damn,
Which, when you think about it and you go back and you look at the special effects and the visual effects,
like, that's
fucking amazing, right?
Yeah.
Ricardo Montalban, he took only he took only a salary of $100,000 to do the film, and then he donated it back to the production value.
Oh, nice.
Dude, that's class.
On top of his chest being the real thing and not a prosthetic, that's fucking balls right there.
I
I
mean,
think he's got his own hair too, doesn't he?
yeah.
Yeah, no. Oh, well, they did put
That's his
extensions in it.
Yeah, but still, he's got his
But
own hair.
yeah, but that muscular
Like somebody
physique
else.
underneath his underneath the shirt that he had on, that was all all
Nice.
natural. Yeah.
Hey, I know this is off topic and everything, but can we watch a video real quick and just me explain it?
Oh God, I'm
Are
scared.
you capable of that?
I am.
You know what? Why not?
This
We'll
is
give you-
TxDOT likes to throw curveballs at us all the time. So, in
just
the spirit of this being the San Antonio episode, David, please, by all means, throw out the construction barrels and take us down to one lane.
okay. Now, this viewer discretion is advised. This is a Middle Eastern man beating up his woman. And she's fighting back.
And just like TxDOT, that brings everything to a screeching halt.
I'm
So
sorry.
at least he's keeping things, on topic.
I mean, it tracks. It does. In fact, it tracks.
I'm sorry. But I'm not sorry.
I have nothing.
I don't think anybody
Yeah.
will ever have anything.
So my soundboard took a dump earlier in the day, and I've yet to reload everything on it. So there will be no intro or outro for your segment. I'm just kind of putting that out there, Colin. Just saying. You do a factory, not a factory reset, but you update the software on it,
Yeah.
and it wiped everything, which was weird. I thought that was odd.
Mhm.
So yeah, pushing on. Let me see here. Football news? No, there's no football news. Wait, hold on. Matt Stafford and the Rams are finalizing contract terms for a $44 million contract for next year.
Mm. Interesting.
Hold on. Okay. Okay. So Colin's sending me this short here. Hold on. Luffy. Okay. First pitch. Yep. One Piece theme day. All right. All right.
I thought it was cool.
I mean, no, that is cool.
Is it?
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, no.
I love how they still have to have somebody walk with them out to the mound because it's like nobody can see out of that headpiece. Oh, and he sailed it. Oh my God. Like, that pitch had a launch angle on it. That was fucking awesome. I'm sorry. Oh, let me see here. What else?
Well, we got a little bit of NHL news.
David? No,
Fine.
not yet.
Fine.
Just like TxDOT, doing shit out of order. Fuck. Fucking 10-ply, dude. Browns linebacker got arrested. Devin Bush arrested on simple assault and harassment charges. This was coming from today, actually. Around the NFL staff is the byline, NFL.com. Cleveland Browns linebacker Devin Bush was arrested Sunday on simple assault and harassment charges in Pennsylvania, court records show. The 26-year-old was arrested in Bell Acres in Allegheny County, roughly 20 miles outside of Pittsburgh. Bush was later arraigned and posted on non-monetary bail. So that tells me he had to give up. He had to put up his car or something, right? Or is that ROR? Your own recognizance. His preliminary hearing is set for the 20th of this month. NFL Network has reached out to the Browns for comment. Now, Bush is entering his seventh season in the NFL, drafted by the Pittsburgh Steelers in the first round of 2019. He played for Seattle in 23, Cleveland in 24, and he re-signed with the Browns this offseason after posting 76 tackles and a sack in 16 games in over 10 starts last year. On his career, Bush has started 61 of 81 games played, logging 299 tackles, 5 sacks, and 2 interceptions.
Sounds like Cleveland has a winning team.
Oh, they do. And then the NFL is on brand, of course. We've got rapists, we've got gamblers, we've got wife beaters, and we've got murderers who are just out there playing the game. But yet people like Cam Newton think that the WNBA is going to pass baseball as the national pastime in about 10 to 15 years. Have we looked at the way Cam Newton dresses? Have we looked at the way that this guy addresses sports? Do we really need to take sage advice about the course of American sport from somebody who dresses like they dumpster dive from the reject pile at Goodwill? No, I don't think we do. And yes, those opinions are mine and mine alone, and do not reflect those of Angry Me Production.
I'm still trying to figure out who was the backup quarterback for last year of the Cleveland Browns.
Oh, hold on a minute. This is new. This is as of today, about 2 hours ago. The Ravens released kicker Justin Tucker after 13 seasons as NFL investigates allegations of improper conduct.
Oh, wow.
The Baltimore Ravens on Monday released veteran kicker Justin Tucker, who is currently the subject of an NFL investigation into allegations of improper conduct during massage therapy sessions. No. Tucker had been with the Ravens since 2012. Let's see here. The general manager of Baltimore, Eric DeCosta, described the release as a football decision. Quote, sometimes football decisions are incredibly difficult, and this is one of those instances. Considering our current roster, we have made the tough decision to release Justin Tucker, DeCosta said in a statement on Monday. Justin created many significant and unforgettable moments in Ravens history. His reliability, focus, drive, resilience, and extraordinary talent made him one of the league's best kickers for over a decade. We are grateful for Justin's many contributions while playing for the Ravens. We sincerely wish him and his family the very best in this next chapter of their lives. A total of 16 massage therapists from 8 Baltimore area spas have accused Tucker of improper conduct. All say Tucker's actions occurred between 2012, his rookie year, and 2016. The statute of limitations normally for stuff like that is 5 years. And I'm like, come on. Anyways, going on. The Baltimore Banner first reported allegations of inappropriate behavior in an article published on January 30th. Tucker has denied any misconduct. Tucker, who signed with the Ravens as an undrafted free agent out of Texas in 2012, is the most accurate kicker in NFL history with an 89.1% career field goal percentage and 7 Pro Bowl nominations. He also holds the league record for the longest field goal made at 66 yards and won the Super Bowl with Baltimore back in 2016 as a rookie. However, the 5-time first-team All-Pro selection is coming off his worst season as a pro, in which he recorded career lows in field goals made, which was 22, and a percentage of 73.3. The Ravens drafted Tucker's potential replacement last month when they selected Arizona's Tyler Loop in the 6th round, making him the first kicker selected in the draft in franchise history. So that'll be interesting to see how that plays out.
Yeah. Well, okay. The only one from the Cleveland Browns that I really like, and he got traded to the New York Giants, was Jameson Watson.
He's the guy. Let you say that again. I'm going to let you rethink that last statement. I'm going to let you rethink that.
Winston. James
Winston. Okay. Yeah. He went to New Orleans last year, and now he's with the Giants via New Orleans. But Jameis Winston,
okay. I'm looking at it right now. Okay. In 2024 NFL season, Jameson Winston played for the Cleveland Browns. He signed the Browns as a
the Browns. Okay. Yeah. Well, he was never like he was just
like down pat. Yeah.
No. Okay. Yeah, he did play for Cleveland last year. Yeah. So I apologize for that. But I was like, wait a minute. No.
He played for
the best quarterback to come out of Cleveland over the last 15 to 20 years has been Baker Mayfield.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Hands down. But I'd still like Winston. He's just a gem. Every time he's on
he's
camera,
got a great personality. He's got a good presence on camera. If his career does not pan out, he's always got a home in a booth somewhere.
Yeah,
absolutely. 100% agree with that statement.
I didn't say he was a great quarterback. He's decent.
Yeah,
but
no,
I mean, what brought my eyes to tears was he was like, I get to play in the snow. So,
yeah, and Beans is that he's born and bred from Florida.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I remember when Jameis Winston played for Florida State, and and he was in the middle of that whole Heisman hype and everything. Then he gets arrested for shoplifting I think it was a crab or a lobster from a Florida Publix. Yeah. He was trying to pilfer a shellfish. So I'm like, okay.
Man.
Let me see here. There's just not a well, you know what? Before I did jump into NASCAR news, let me take a break from the usual. I'm going to throw everybody a curveball here. I'm going to talk about the basketball playoffs for just a second.
Oh,
I would like to congratulate the greatest choker of all time, LeBron James, becoming the first player in NBA history to be drummed out of the NBA playoffs in the first round with 3 different teams.
Oh, yeah.
Mr. Master Flopper himself.
Master Flopper. I mean,
did you see the bump that he took?
I mean, injured his knee. And
yeah.
Injured it bad enough that he wasn't able to go to the Met Gala, which I am absolutely devastated.
I mean, the people at the Met, they really took the L on that one. So
it was bad.
Let's keep the people at the Met and the organizers of that gala every year. Let's keep them in our thoughts and prayers, and just the hope that they come out on the other side of it stronger.
They have all of my thoughts and pairs. All of my thoughts and pairs.
Yeah, I mean,
he barely got touched.
We want the Met to come out stronger than the Brazilian police force that rooted out the bomb plot against the Lady Gaga concert.
Yep.
Just kind of saying.
I mean, I don't understand why they don't hold it in October because, it is a Halloween costume party.
Yeah.
It is.
And anybody that saw any of the outfits knows exactly what I mean.
Yeah.
But the number 2 seeded Houston Rockets were sent home by Steph Curry and the Golden State Warriors last night.
Yeah.
But
Sure that there was a lot of pissed off people leaving the Toyota Center last night from downtown Houston. I so glad I didn't have any business in downtown last night.
Speaking of pissed off people, the Game 7 of the NHL Stanley Cup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the Stanley Cup playoffs. We haven't
Right.
reached the final yet.
But I'm saying the Game 7 between the Avalanche and the Dallas Stars.
Yeah.
Oof.
Oh, I'm gonna jump into the NHL here in just a minute.
My apologies.
Oh no, you are fine. So as it stands right now, we are down to the. I'm sorry, what?
I get yelled at.
Well,
Yeah,
damn it.
because I apologize.
You just straight up want to jump the shark.
We usually don't talk about NHL, and we were in a segment that we also don't usually talk about NBA. So I felt that was a
Whereas
good
we were in the
segue.
middle of the beloved NFL and trying to scoop some semblance of news to bring forth content to the masses from a seemingly from an otherwise steaming pile of dog shit. You want to go? Oh, I know
Also-
we haven't done the joke segment. We ain't done the NASCAR segment, but let's talk about fucking hockey.
Also,
Put me in, coach.
you make
I
a
can
habit of
play.
it.
God damn it, Colin.
Open the door. Open the door. Oh. I mean, David's like, hey, let's talk about the NHL. What?
Talk about NHL.
We love you, David. We really do. But we're down to the Elite Eight. We have the number one in the Western Conference. We've got the number one seeded Oklahoma City Thunder fixing to face off against the number 4 Denver Nuggets, and we've got the aforementioned number 7 seeded Golden State Warriors going to kick off their series against the number 6 Minnesota Timberwolves tomorrow night. Over in the East, we've got the number 1 seeded Cleveland Cavaliers, the LeBron Sans LeBron Cleveland Cavaliers, bringing hope to a city that otherwise only knows the pain of being sodomized on a yearly basis by their sports teams. They're going to face off in their series. Actually, they're trailing in their series 1-0 against the number 4 seeded Indiana Pacers, and right now the number 3 New York Knicks. You hear that, people of New York? You've got a basketball team that made it somewhere. Congratulations. I'm happy for you guys. The super team that you guys keep trying to field over there in Brooklyn in the way of the Nets. It's like the super bands of the 90s. You guys remember Temple of the Dog, where it had like almost everybody, right? You know, and they had what, one single?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they're currently facing off against the number 2 seeded Boston Celtics right now.
I think the Celtics might actually take it again this year.
I'm sorry. Oh, I'm not putting that on the air.
No, we can't do that. But
Oh my God, Colin, I'm fixing to forward this to you. This is
Look
this
at
is-
it, David. I sent it in a group chat. You'll see it, Dave. You gotta see it.
golden. Oh my God. Oh.
I'll be back. Trying to find my now.
Whew.
Oh.
Yep.
I might be rushing to conclusions here, but there's somebody that wouldn't take that joke as well as we did.
Oh God, I should put it in the old.
Did you see what I did there?
Just to see if you respond.
Yes.
Oh man. Who? For you folks at home that are privy to this, just know it was spicy.
It was spicy.
Oh man! You know what? I gotta put that in the group.
put that in the Facebook chat.
It's gotta go in there. Wow. That's
Yikes!
I haven't posted in there for a while, and then I come in with this.
Hey, I propose that we hold an on-air vote here. I propose that we add Colin to the text thread.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna
Yay.
do that. Oh, that's good stuff, man.
That is so hilarious.
It's so bad.
Okay, Colin, you are now officially a part of the Angry Me thread. So, okay. Woo, boy. That brought everything just.
It's just a screeching halt. Even more than I usually do.
Even if we had a Patreon channel, we would not talk about that.
Oh man.
So, ice hockey. It's
speaking of tragedies.
It's we're gonna back away from the cliff. Yes, sir. Okay. Oh, wow. All right. So Toronto Maple Leafs, the Toronto Maple Leaf fan base has got something going right now that they're not. You know what? If they manage to get through round 2 against the defending Stanley Cup champs, the Florida Panthers, Toronto very well may burn down. They may burn the city down and then apologize profusely for it later, because they're leading round 2, game 1. They're currently in a power play, but they're beating Florida 4-1 right now in the second period. Wow. I mean, sun's got to shine on a dog's ass every once in a while too, right?
Yeah, but footprint.
Yeah. Oh, don't get me started on
that. Oh my gosh. Okay. So there was a game. I mean, there was actually 2 game 7s last night. No, back on the second. So what was that? That would have been Saturday. Saturday.
No.
Saturday, yeah.
Saturday, yeah.
No, Friday.
No, there was a game 7 last night, and then the Dallas Colorado game was Saturday, the 3rd.
Right. There you
go. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Those are quite possibly the 2 best words in all of sport. Game 7.
Game 7.
Right? Win or go home. There is no tomorrow, right? Play like it. The Colorado Avalanche have been a thorn in a lot of teams' sides this year. They forced a game 7 against the Dallas Stars. Dallas won their game 7 on Saturday, 4-2. And then the Winnipeg Jets. Winnipeg, they were one of the early expansion teams, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
But they lost their team because of poor attendance. And then last night, they found themselves in a double overtime game 7 against the St. Louis Blues. And wouldn't you know it, the Winnipeg Jets won. I mean, for those of us who have seen Shoresy, Winnipeg is damn near a 1-to-1 representation of Sudbury. Like absolutely nothing to do in that town, right?
Yeah.
I mean, but the sticks are amazing, right?
Senior well shit hockey.
It's right. The Winnipeg Jets are coming back, coming in hot from the no-show. But good Lord, I mean, what? Oof. All right, let's see here. Who is left right now? Like I said, the Winnipeg Jets are going to be coming to Texas to play against the Stars. You know, I know it's sacrilegious because American teams should be the only ones holding the Stanley Cup, but I would love to see Winnipeg just punch Dallas right in the mouth. I really would. You know, you get a lot of blowhard Stars fans like, oh, the Stars, with your one Stanley Cup, right? I would love to see Winnipeg represented in the Western Conference Final against, I don't know. Let's just go out on a whim here. Just because I want to be a troll, I want to see an Edmonton Winnipeg Western Conference Final. That's what I want to see. I really do.
It's hard to pick one to root against.
Right? But meanwhile, in the Eastern Conference, you've got the lone Canadian team in the form of Toronto. Let's face it, Florida's going to make a comeback. They're going to take that series, and I think Washington is with Alex Ovechkin. I can never say his name properly. I think he's going to go out on top. I'm thinking Washington's going to win the whole thing. I really do. And I mean, there's going to be a lot of people like, oh, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. It's going to be a Washington, Florida Eastern Conference Final. I think that's going to go 7 games. And I think it's going to take at least one overtime to decide that conference. I really do. But yeah. You want to talk about the ugliness, Chris?
Which one?
You
Oh,
the Winnipeg St. Louis game, if that's the one I'm thinking of.
No, I was the one I had brought up was going to be the Dallas and
oh yeah, by all means go for it.
And
go for it.
It was hilarious to me. The really what won the game, and I don't know if you watched any of it or any of the highlights. The player that won the game for them got a hat trick, and it was a former Avalanche player.
Yeah,
they traded him.
Oh.
And then he ends up getting a hat trick in a game 7 against his former team. And the goal that tied it up, and all of their goals were scored in the third period too, which is even more just twist the knife. One of them, he went around the back of the net and made like a desperation shot, and it missed. It went straight, but it went off of the defender's skate and went in.
Oh, so they counted it as an own goal?
And it ended up being just a regular goal. He had a goal because he shot it and it just bounced off the skate there. But like when you watch it in real time, it's hard to even see what happened. He just wrapped around and you slow it down and you see what actually happened. But yeah, he went for, and I can't remember his name, but he went for a hat trick, and he was like this year, earlier in the season, they traded him. And I think he went to, I want to say Florida. He was traded to Florida and then traded to the Stars. And he ends up just ripping them up.
That's one of those achievement unlocked moments right there.
Yeah. So he did the hat trick, and then and the fourth goal ended up being an empty net goal because they had pulled the goalie just in a desperation bid to try to go. And like 2 of those were power play points too.
Yeah. Okay.
It was rough. They didn't just, and it was all in the third period, man. They just fell apart.
That's nuts. You know what? I would, like I said, I would love to be a troll, but let's be honest. It's probably going to be. In all honesty, it's probably going to be a Dallas, Florida Stanley Cup final.
Probably, yeah.
To be completely and perfectly honest.
I think there's a good chance of it.
So, but the important thing is that we keep the Stanley Cup on U.S. soil.
Yes.
I do like the Stars. I would not mind. So it's it's a Texas team, man. We got to. How hilarious.
Houston has actually been in the rumor mill for a very long time, a long while now, for being in the running, one of the top contenders for an expansion team.
I would find it hilarious if a Texas team beats out the Canadian team for the Stanley Cup. That to me is just,
so you're saying like Toronto goes to the Stanley Cup final and they lose against Dallas.
I would love that.
That'd be the biggest middle finger to America.
Yes, exactly. Yes, that would warm
coming at you hot with a pile cap and a camera.
That would warm the cockles of my heart.
And Albany, fucking Alberta becomes the 51st state.
Yeah. Yeah, the insult to injury. At insult. Yeah, well, the province of Alberta.
Yeah, Alberta. He said Alberto.
Yeah,
he says.
Oh boy, Alberto. I mean, he's thinking about sausage, Alberto. Dude. Come on, let him be. All right.
I mean, Alberta is basically Montana, but with kilometers instead of miles. It's you cross a border, you can't tell a difference. It looks the same. All the people talk the same, except they say A more. That's it.
I mean, you get that good Berta beef though.
Yeah, good Berta beef. S&P
without the tariffs.
S&P, the choice for me.
S&P, 5 minutes on each side.
Down the hatch.
Down the hatch.
Let it rest. 2 minutes. Down the hatch. Don't fuck up my steak dinner, Derry. Sure. Me and Gordon Ramsay are both wrong. That sounds like overhandling that. Be overdandling.
Are you looking to get striked?
I will strike you.
I will strike you.
You want to get striked?
David's looking at us like we're speaking fucking like a foreign language.
No.
If David would take the time to watch Letterkenny, he would understand.
David would definitely be a degen.
Oh, he would definitely be a degen.
100% he is a degen.
It's too slow for me. I can't do it.
Because you're a degen.
Okay.
Colin, are you ready for your segment?
Degen thing to say.
Yeah. You want?
So, what? David, what I'm hearing is that your brain can't.
That was fun.
What, Colin? Your microphone. Oh, I see what you did there, David. Yeah, okay, yeah. You sneaky cocksucker! Look at you.
You can't sit down and
I apologize, Colin. I didn't mean. I sincerely apologize. Go ahead.
No, I'll just do my jokes.
Ironically, though, that's exactly how David's brain works. It just skips shit.
Yeah,
it's
so
literally.
He's listening to the conversation. And
David's brain works like a drive-through speaker.
Yes.
Yeah.
So actually, by trying to troll him, you actually demonstrated perfectly how your brain works. So you actually assisted him.
Yeah. I'm good with it. But as long as I'm in the driver's seat.
David, I'm not even sure you're in the vehicle.
You just wanted control as long as it came out of your mouth and nobody else's, right?
Pretty much.
Usually, he's all about what goes into his mouth.
Well, I mean, in this case, it came out, and that was just because it wasn't raised properly, because every good bitch knows that you never spit because it's rude.
He had to come up for air. He forgot. It's the allergies. He couldn't breathe through his nose. That's what it was.
Pretty much.
Okay, Colin, are you ready?
Yeah, I used that one from earlier. Did I send you? Or was that a no-go?
Let me look at it again. Hold on a second. You know what? We've been saucy. We've been spicy on the show so far tonight, and it's a verifiable train wreck because it is a San Antonio episode. Why not?
That's true.
No, but like,
I would
I can't. Right?
change out the last word.
The last word. That's the problem. The last word's the problem.
Yeah, that's the problem, and everybody will understand, and they'll find the humor in it when they hear the joke. So let's go.
Yeah.
The last words. I fine.
Just tell the damn joke, kid.
Well, let me think of a word to replace it with. I mean,
How about crap?
nah, that's not funny enough.
Fine, go ahead. Whatever. Just tell it as is.
How do you know if you're at a gay barbecue? The hot dogs taste like shit.
You want to laugh, but at the same time, you got shivers going up your spine. You're like, ugh.
I got one more.
Okay.
Do you know that William Shatner once tried to start up his own lingerie company for women? Unfortunately, Shatner panties turned out to be a terrible choice for a brand name.
Shatner panties.
Shatner. Okay. Yeah. I was like, wait a minute. Don't you speak ill of the great Shatner. Come on, man. God. That was good. That was good. Oh my God. Okay. There he goes, folks. Greatest genetic code known to man. There he goes. Okay. Well, there was a NASCAR was in Fort Worth this weekend. Kyle Larson won the Xfinity race on Saturday. He led most of the laps on Sunday. But Joey fucking Logano won the race on Sunday.
No.
Yeah. But Denny Hamlin finished dead last because he blew an engine. Man, you hate to see it happen to a guy that works so hard to be a footnote of irrelevancy in the sport's great history.
Was it an engine or was it a tranny?
It was an engine.
Oh.
Let me see here. Let me get the results. All right, so Joey Logano, of course, is the aforementioned winner. I'm sorry.
I wanted to say it on air. It's like, nah. The one time that Maria's not actually here.
Was that a bad? I wonder if if he thought about the Creed song on the way down.
Damn it.
Ah, maybe 6 feet wasn't that far down after all. I'm sorry. I could have helped it. I chose not to. See what I woke up and chose violence today, apparently. All right, so before I was So eloquently interrupted.
I'm not even sorry.
I mean, I did not see that coming.
I did not see that. Oh God.
So you guys, you know that Van Wilder clip that I sent you guys today on Facebook Messenger?
Yeah.
I'm sitting there and it came across my feed. I'm watching it. And dude, I am crying. I'm laughing so hard because like, I remember the first time that I watched that movie. I was like, oh my God. It's just the fact that he's like, it's so warm and creamy.
Hey, this kind of tastes familiar.
Oh God. Okay. Try to write the plane here. Oh,
Can you recover from an absolute?
I cannot financially. I'm never going to financially recover from this. Okay. All right. Joey Logano won the race. Ross Chastain. I can't even talk. Ooh, Ross Chastain, Ryan Blaney, Kyle Larson, Eric Jones round out your top 5. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. 6th. Austin Dillon, John Hunter Nemechek, Christopher Bell, Daniel Suarez, Todd Gilliland, Ty Dillon, William Byron, Riley Herbst, and Justin Haley round out your top 15. Coming in 16th was your number 9 Camaro pilot Chase Elliott. Zane Smith, Chris Buescher from Prosper, Texas, coming in 18th. Cole Custer 19th, Kyle Busch 20th, Tyler Reddick, Shane Van Gisbergen, Ty Gibbs, Carson Hocevar, and Austin Cindric round out your top 25. Michael McDowell, Chase Briscoe, Brett Keselowski, Ryan Preece, Cody Ware, Jesse Love, Josh Berry, Bubba Wallace finishing 33rd. He got a DNF, did not finish this race. Man, you hate that for him.
You hate to see it.
Hate to see it. Noah Gragson, Alex Bowman, AJ Allmendinger, Chad Finchum, 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 and the aforementioned Denny Hamlin, the greatest driver to never win a championship. You know what? That's not fair. I shouldn't take that away from the great Mark Martin.
I was going to say,
Mr. Martin, I am so sorry. I apologize. But Denny Hamlin, he only ran, he got 1 point for the whole race.
God.
He led 1 lap. And yeah, he only ran 73 laps. He finished stage 1. I don't think actually, no, he didn't finish stage 1. Didn't even make it out of the first stage of the race. Like I said, couldn't happen to a nicer guy. The race took 3 hours, 28 minutes, and 40 seconds to complete. Average speed was 117 miles an hour. There were 20 lead changes, 12 cautions for 73 laps. Fastest lap was turned in at 28.6 seconds, and the margin of victory was 0.346 seconds. The next race on the docket is going to be at Kansas Speedway. The Xfinity guys are going to be taking the week off. Their next race is going to be at Charlotte Motor Speedway, May 24th. But the Craftsman Truck guys and the Cup Series guys are going to be at Kansas Speedway this weekend. May 10th, which is Saturday. It's going to be a Saturday feature for the truck guys. There was an interesting thing that went out. Frankie Munoz of Malcolm in the Middle fame.
Yeah.
He had an absolute meltdown getting out of his truck after the race on Friday. And, you see a lot of people giving him a lot of hate and bullshit, because he can't contain his emotions, blah, blah, blah. Some people thought they were being clever. Like, well, was he in the middle? Like, no, fuck stick. he's tired of finishing where he's finishing. And it's not for a lack of effort. This guy's got a ton of passion. And, you know, he's out there trying to do the best that he can with the equipment that he's got. And I'm like, okay. I think that Frankie Munoz, I think he needs decent equipment to run in, and he needs a pit crew that can back him up. I think you could start seeing some pretty decent results and some consistent results out of Frankie if, you know, A and B were fulfilled for him. So I don't know. I think that if he can at the very least finish in the top 15 in points this year for the Truck Series, I think he'll stand a better chance of getting a better ride going into next year. But I mean, I get the emotion, and you know, you'll love to see it finally out of somebody who gets out of their truck pissed off because they didn't finish the way that they wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
But I think
he's also not trying to blame anybody else either.
Well, no, he's not. But you know, but for the sake of sponsorship, because we all know it's about optics, right? It's about what your sponsors think that you can do for them on a nationally televised base. I think maybe kind of rein it in a little bit and be a little bit more polished, right? You can still be rough around the edges, but just put a little shine on it. You know, we're not asking for spit shine, more like a brush shine. For those of us who knew what the kiwi bird was and where it was supposed to reside, the brush shine is a term that we are all very familiar with. Mm-hmm. But next week they are going to be at Kansas Speedway. It is going to be a 2:00 Central start. It's for the Advent Health 400. Again, Kansas City, Kansas Speedway. This is the middle of the season. Usually you start seeing a breakout of 1.5-mile tracks, starting with Texas. Next week, Kansas is another 1.5-mile track. So 267 laps for 400.5 miles. It will be on FS1. It'll be broadcast on the MRN Motor Racing Network and Sirius XM channel 90 and NASCAR Radio channel 90 on your in your car or on your Sirius XM app on your mobile devices. I would look for Kyle Larson was pretty outspoken about getting beat on one of the very late restarts there towards the end of the race yesterday. I would look for him to kind of come out and make a statement next week at Kansas that not only can he lead a majority of the laps, but he can finish out the races at the 1.5-mile tracks, which, you know, I don't know. I don't want to call it a snake bit kind of a complex, but I mean, obviously this kid can win in almost everything that you put him in. But I would look for this to be a hell of a statement race for him. And then after that, they're going to North Wilkesboro for the All-Star race. Now, if you'll remember a couple of years ago, North Wilkesboro got the All-Star event, and Kyle Larson led every fucking lap by a very large margin 2 years ago. So they're going back to where he just absolutely put a stomping beat down on the rest of the field. I think we're going to see that again. I'm putting my money on Kyle Larson to win next week at Kansas. So that's just my early shot. If it wasn't for the fact that I can see the light moving across David's hat, I'd swear that he was sitting there frozen. Nothing to say, David, like at all?
I got one. I was waiting for you to finish. Are you finished?
Yeah, I'm finished. Well, you got something relevant to the rest of the show?
Yeah.
Now his picture's frozen.
The Kentucky Derby this weekend.
Do what?
With the Kentucky
Derby?
Okay. Stop making fun.
I wasn't making fun. I was helping.
I can't freaking talk right. But the Kentucky Derby this weekend, all the horses were from Secretariat.
Yeah, every horse that ran in the Kentucky Derby this year was related to Secretariat. I did see that factoid out there.
Yep, in some shape or form.
Yeah. It was funny because The horse that did win, let me see here.
Sovereignty.
Yeah, Sovereignty.
And
Dude.
it beat out journalism.
Do what?
It beat journalism.
Oh, yeah. Let me see here. You know, it's funny. If you go to the Kentucky Derby website, KentuckyDerby.com, I think their website's behind.
What do you mean by that?
Because they're still taking bets for the race.
Quick, get in there.
Right? I mean, wow.
I mean, make the bet and see if you win. Make $1 into $2.
Or make $1 into $0.
Wow. Oh, okay.
That's one thing I wouldn't mind going to is the Kentucky Derby one year.
Yeah, that's a that's a bucket list item right there. Is being, I actually, you know what? Let's do that. Let's make it a 3-year goal. Okay. Should we do 3 years? Or should we try for 2?
I mean, how much are the
do
tickets?
3 years.
Yeah, let's do 3 years. So let's do this. Let's save up for 3 years. And we'll take Colin with us and everything, right?
Right.
And we're going to go to the Kentucky Derby. Nobody said we had to put money on the race.
No,
I
that's
don't-
not what I'm saying. And if we're going there, someone's going to put money on the race. Anyways, for right now, for general admission, it's $220. So it's not that bad.
Y'all wanted
Okay.
Dad, did you see how Xbox raised their prices?
Yeah, I was hoping that we didn't have to get into that. Okay. So here's the thing. These manufacturers of the consoles, to include Nintendo, all want to jack the prices up on their games and their current generation consoles by $100. They want to raise the price of their games to $80. Why? Oh, well, we have to make up because of the tariffs. You mean the tariffs that China eventually gave into a couple of weeks ago?
No, that's not what it is.
No. See, because and here, okay. One thing for Nintendo to do it, because yes, at the time it was because of the tariffs. Nintendo can get away with it. Xbox cannot. Because as sad as it is, people are not buying Xboxes anymore because they don't have any exclusives to offer up.
It's
I mean, they keep talking
not
about rising
that
development. Yeah, go ahead,
No,
David. I'm
it's
sorry.
not that either. What it is China actually stopped having people stop buying video games in their country. They can do that because, well, it's a communist country. They can do what the fuck they want. But
You see where North Korea opened up their first cyber cafe?
Well,
I guarantee you, every computer is their homepage is set to the Communist Party homepage.
yeah, but because of that, that's the whole reason why a lot of the consoles and gaming studios are bumping up their prices is because China has pretty much stopped buying their games at all.
But this is an existing console. See, here's the thing: it's an existing console. We've had the Series X this current generation of Xbox we've had for 4 or 5 years now.
5 years.
Yeah, 5 years. And you know,
5 years.
they want to say, okay, well, Sony can charge $700 for an inferior console. Let's face it, the PS5 Pro does not outperform the Series X. It doesn't. The processing speed is down. Oh, we've got ray tracing. Who fucking cares?
But My problem with Xbox raising the prices is because the way they look at it, and because Nintendo decided that they were gonna be the ones who bumped up their prices, and it's not going standardly. Yes, it's going to be more expensive than actual like it's going to usually be like $70 to $80 for a game. But Nintendo said that it's going to be a situational based price tag. As where, like, for instance, when Tears of the Kingdom came out, it was $70
Yeah, well,
because
and that was because it was on a larger capacity
it
game
would
card.
it was a $70 type of game that truthfully is worth $70 because how much you get out of it. Unlike let's Call of Duty. At most, that game is and this being generous, that's a $50 game.
Not even that. The way
Yeah,
If Activision was going to do something smart for their players, right? I would say make the Call of Duty stuff like a yearly subscription. Oh, really? You get a yearly subscription, and then you treat the game itself, the solo player campaign, as if it were like a $30 DLC.
yeah,
I
I totally agree with that because those games should be free.
know,
Honestly.
yeah, no, that's why I'm like, I understand, like, but there's no world where Activision's gonna let that happen. But
Because
it should be free. They
the
make
DLCs.
they make so much money from in-game purchases. It's
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah, and EA is about to come out with a new version of Battlefield where it's set in modern times, but the guy that used to run Infinity Ward is heading up the Battlefield division for EA now.
But I think that Nintendo can get away with it, and they should because okay, so for Nintendo, the Nintendo Switch came out in 2017. There is no, it's not new news that they're behind on software. But the Switch 2, yes, while it is not the most recent software as like equal to a PS5, it's equal to like a PS4 Pro, and for Nintendo they can do a lot with that because they know how to like
Their games are not graphic intensive.
no yeah but dude, even these new games on the Nintendo Switch 2 that they've shown, the graphics are amazing.
Well, yeah, and I'm looking at some of the US pricing changes. So you got your baseline Series S consoles, right? The 512 gig, which let's face it, if you're gaming on a 512, you're not doing a whole lot of anything. But I mean, as far as like, you got your single moms, they buy their kids the Series S. We're just going to do Game Pass. I'm not buying games for you guys, right? So they raised the price on that from 300 to 379. The Series S 1 terabit is now 429. The Series X digital, which came out at 450, is now 549. The Series X with just the 1 terabyte is now $600. The Series X 2 terabyte Galaxy Black, which you're just paying for an extra terabyte and a fancy case, right? $729. $729 for that console. The controller, the wireless controller, the core one, your regular black controllers, those aren't changing in price. They're still at $65. The colored controllers are still hovering right there at $70. Your special editions are going to go up to $80. Your limited editions are going to go up to $90. Your Series 2 Elite controller, the core is $150. Your full, all the bells and whistles, Elite controller is going to be $200. The stereo headset, which is the one that plugs into the controller, that one's still at $65. The wireless headset went up to $120. And I'm just like, ugh. But what's killing me is the pricing of the games, right? So, all right. So we okay. Australia, they've got. I mean, this is comparatively speaking, it's not that bad of an increase. It's roughly about a $50 increase, but their Series 2, or their Series X 2 TB Galaxy Black was initially $1,000 in Australia. It's now $1,049. Right. So I'm just like, ugh.
It's kind of
It's-
and
It's
because
dumb.
yeah, because and I understand like Xbox is leaning more towards their Game Pass aspect, where it's like it's all these games for this amount of price. But the problem with that is that they aren't getting as much money to have all these different things as to where if people were buying their consoles for exclusives that they have.
Yeah, I think though that the days of the console wars are over. And when you look at the writing on the wall, they've been over for a couple of years now. Ever since Sony came out with the PS5 and they came out at what, the $600 price tag for an underperforming, well, which in all honesty, the PS5 in itself is an underperforming console. But-
I think the direction that gaming needs to take is they shouldn't release another console for a while, because
Yeah, well,
because
Sony's not listening to anybody because
Yeah,
they've
they're
already
talking about-
leaked
yeah.
PS6.
Yeah.
because the PS5 still can run a lot of these newer games at great graphics and like a great FPS.
Yeah.
And
I mean, a firmware update for all of these consoles, both the Xbox and the PlayStation, you can they can run games at the 60 frames a second.
I don't
frame rate.
see how it's gonna
It's a
get
box.
better. I don't see how it's gonna get better. I don't see how technology wise these next consoles that are coming out are gonna get better.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you look at, like, for example, the PlayStation 2, still far and away the best-selling console ever, right? Once I get mine back from the repair shop and it starts reading discs again, I'm gonna play the crap out of that one, right?
Dude, the PS2, there's one game that pisses. Dude, I have such a hatred for Parappa the Rapper at this point. It pisses me. That game pisses me off so much because it's like, it's just nonsense.
Yeah, but
I'm too smart for that game.
and they want to say that the PS3 nearly broke Sony, but you look at, I mean, when it first released, yeah, I mean, it was a train wreck. They didn't understand how to work emulators, the backward compatibility, burned out consoles left and right.
It couldn't hold up to the 360. That was the
Well, yeah, that. I mean,
because the 360 was such a better console.
it was durable. I mean, you look at how gingerly you have to handle a lot of these older consoles. The PS3 is the most suspect. Like, I'm sitting here staring at my OG Xbox right over here, and I replaced the shell on it. That was it. That's all I replaced on it was the shell.
Other
The
than
three-
the random
the
red rings
360
of death.
Yeah, okay.
Well, no, I'm talking about the OG Xbox.
The
Oh,
360
yeah.
while there was the red rings of death, it wasn't like a, for some people, yeah, it was like a kind of it was an uncommon thing for some people, but overall, and especially when the Slim came out, that fixed that problem.
Chris,
Or like it made
I'm
it to where
talking
it
about-
didn't happen as much.
I'm talking about the OG.
Yeah.
This thing is a fucking brick, right?
Oh yeah.
The
Not
and
one of
then,
those. I regret getting rid of them.
I mean, this thing,
The-
it fell off the top shelf in my walk-in closet and the shell shattered, right? I ordered a brand new shell for it. Well, I mean, an original shell. Bought a shell for it. Came in, I swapped it out, made sure that everything, like all the resistors and everything like that, everything that needed to be soldered in where we're supposed to be soldered, made sure all the connections were still solid. And it was like nothing. I swapped out the shell, plugged it in, crossed my fingers, and this thing runs like a fucking champ. I beat the crap out of Colin in Soul Calibur 2.
you do not beat the crap out of it.
Well, okay, because he kept trying to use Spawn and trying to figure out Spawn's special moves and everything like that.
Spawn is so garbage.
Take this into consideration. Okay, so for us older guys, you know, where the arthritis in our hands doesn't lend itself to playing fighting games on that high of a level, right?
Mm.
The fact that I had an advantage in Soul Calibur 2, I used every character. I would win with that character. I would move on to the next one, right? So I was like handicapping myself.
If it was GameCube, it would have been different.
It doesn't matter.
No, it wouldn't.
It's like okay. So I was playing. I was talking all kinds of crap about being good at GoldenEye, and my stepson Jake was like, okay, whatever. I was like, bet, I got you. So we got on there and played GoldenEye on Switch Online, right? He rage quit on me. He was like, yeah, I'm done. Like I abused the shit out of him. I think he got 1 kill out of 3 games.
That's not how you treated me.
Dude, trust
so
me.
I was laughing the whole time.
He was like, "What? These controls?" I'm like, "Don't do that. Don't do that."
Dude, I'm good with Link on Soul Calibur 2. Like I'm goated. Like I won 20 matches in a row against Jake, Mr.
Okay.
Fighting Game.
Awesome. But like I'm saying, it's like I think probably Saturday I'm gonna pick up a PS3 Slim. The guy with the white Super Slim, I don't know, man. With the problems that the Super Slims had, I'll just pick up a Slim. And that's that way. I can still play like Uncharted and
Yeah, there's a lot of
like that,
the
but
PS3 games that you could play on a PS4. PS5 isn't as backwards compatible as the PS4 was.
I didn't think that the PS4 was backward compatible for 3 games.
Last of Us. That was originally a PS3 game.
I know, but they ported it. It was a PS4 port.
They did.
Yeah, but there was some other.
They remastered.
No. I'm talking about like some of the obscure, like lesser known titles. Yeah, like Heavy Rain. Oh, dude, Heavy Rain's great fucking game. I mean, it was a permadeath type title where you would start out as a character, and based on your decisions, if that character died, you could not go back and reload.
Yeah. I'm not going to spoil anything for that game, but let's just say I got the absolute worst ending and the killer went free. Everybody died and the killer went free.
And that's hours of it out of your life. You're like,
oh, I was gutted. I was so pissed.
You're like damn it.
This is how it ends? I went through all of that for this.
But there are so many different endings to that.
I've never played it since. I've been so pissed.
Like one game specifically that I am like I want to find for the PS2, and I loved it when it came out. I played the shit out of this game, and for my money, it was one of the best first-person shooters. But Black.
Yeah.
Because Black was an EA title, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, it was.
So, it had that Frostbite engine feel to it.
It did. I did play it. I don't remember why I ever I don't think I ever finished it.
Yeah, see, because right at the end, right, where you're clearing the warehouse and you go up the staircase and you're about to breach through the door to clear the main area to take on the main bad guy. Dude, I played it on the hard setting, right? Because I like suffering, right? I'm a masochist, right? Yeah. So, but dude, I sat there on that particular checkpoint. Like it took me 2 weeks to get past it. Like, because there were so many times I wanted to chuck my controller through the TV screen. And I don't know if she remembers this, but Colin's mom will tell you, right? Like if she were to hear this, if she remembered, she would testify. Like the number of times I'd sit down for 20 or 30 minutes, fucking turn it off, and I'd be pissed. I'd be like, I'm gonna go do something else. Like Are you
Dude,
okay?
trust-
Yes, fucking the game. But once I
dude,
finally
trust-
got past that spot and I beat that game, dude, that for me, I was like, bet that was badass.
Dude, trust
but-
me, when you get your PS2 Slim back, and then you're gonna play Shadow of the Colossus, that game is
I know. I'm looking forward to it. I've
It's-
deliberately been avoiding playing the remaster because I want to play the
it's
play
it's
the OG
such
first.
it's such an experience, dude. It's like the amount of awe you get from
When
playing
I
that
bought a
game.
copy of this game off of a guy on eBay, the note that he sent in the game case was P.S. There's no 17th Colossus. It's like, okay. And I showed that note to the boys, and they chuckled. They thought it was funny. I was like, oh, okay, all right. Well, I'll figure out what the humor is behind that. But the fact that this game is pretty much open world and it's so massive that they were able to fit it on a DVD disc kind
Yeah.
of blows
Well,
my mind a little
Dude,
bit.
it's because like, and that's the thing, is that because they had to fit on a DVD disc, they couldn't do as much as they wanted to. Like originally,
Mhm.
let me see.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna go ahead and try to land the plane, guys, because we're coming up on the 9:30 mark, and we've been sitting in here for about an hour and 20 minutes or so,
Hold on.
roughly, give or take. What?
Hold on,
What? Hurry,
I'm searching up something real quick.
make it snappy, boy.
While he's doing
Uh,
that, I know it's not a PS2 game; it's PS4. But did you ever play Detroit Becoming Human?
Yes.
Yes,
It's
I
pretty
played it.
good.
I played it on. I want to say I played that on Microsoft because that wasn't an exclusive.
No, it wasn't.
So
exclusive,
yeah, I
but
did
know
play
it was
that on
that
Xbox.
generous. That it came to mind because we were talking about Silent Rain, and this is like the spiritual ancestor, basically.
Yeah.
It
Did
kinda
you ever
came out.
play the Deus Ex games?
I did.
So
I was getting into it with the
couldn't get
first
into 'em.
game, but the second one kind of lost me a little bit.
I couldn't get into them.
So originally there were supposed to be 48 Colossuses. And yeah, Colossi. And then it got downgraded to 24. And then for the final thing it was 16. Because of the limitations that they had.
Yeah, I mean, there were so many times I was just so tempted just to say screw it and mod this PS or this PlayStation, and just download the ROMs for the games and just play them that way. But I don't know, man. I'm a physical content whore, right? And that's something that really bothers me about the end of the console wars is the fact that physical media is really the producers and developers are really trying to push physical media out the door.
Yeah.
Well, it's because it takes more money to produce the
Then
physical.
why aren't the game prices going down?
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
that's the thing.
but here's the thing: with digital copies, we don't own the games. We own a license to play the game.
And they can change them at will, and you will never get that old version back.
Yeah, and if they decide, oh well, we're going to take this off, even if you've got the game downloaded, all they have to do is change 1 or 2 lines of code, and you cannot play that game anymore. That's that's part of the reason why I don't like digital downloads. I mean, right now the only reason why I'm even remotely entertaining digital downloads is while you're up there in Wichita and I'm down here, if I pay for a game digitally for my Xbox, I know that you and your brother can download it onto the one up there and still play those as long as it's cross generation. But as far as the old retro consoles are concerned, yeah, I could probably slap like a 5 terabit hard drive in this original Xbox and have every game in the library downloaded onto it and play it. But I like having that physical copy. It goes back to the time when you go to the game store, you buy the game, and it's just like a CD. You remember the guys? Remember CDs? You'd buy them, and the first thing you did, you got out to the car, you ripped it open because you had to throw it in the stereo, right?
The thing I miss the most about the games was the manual. I miss having that booklet in there
Oh
Dude,
yeah.
the smell of the book when you first open it. I know it's kind of dorky, but man,
Yeah. That ink
I
smell.
love that smell. And then you
Yeah.
start reading through, and before you even get home, you're reading through the whole manual. You're starting to get an idea of the lore. You're getting
And
the
with the
controllers already. There was
with
just
The
the-
something
controller
about reading
layout.
through
with
that,
the
man.
with the end of physical the copies of things, we're also losing hardcover cases alongside that. And
Yeah, cover
like
art. I mean, okay, so what was it, about 12 years ago? Actually, I think it was longer than that. Um they were, really with the ESRB rating system that's in place now. The reason why that came about is that there were games out there that were really pushing the limit of what was appropriate for kids to play.
Looking at
And
you,
so,
Larry.
yeah, and so what they did is they tried taking the proponents of the video game industry were taking the whole First Amendment route, and it was eventually ruled that video games were an art form. They were a form of art protected under the First Amendment.
Thank you, Jack.
And part of that was the cover art on the game cases. And dude, I mean, you get like the special edition games that had the reversible cover or inserts for the slip covers, like Spider-Man for the PS4 had two different covers.
Mm-hmm. Or
And you
even
got both covers.
those metallic one, like the Halo 2.
Yeah, the steel
They came
books.
out, the
Yeah.
steel books.
yeah, it's what I was talking like
love
the
those.
steelbooks.
Yeah, the
Love-
steel books.
When I
dude. Oh,
so when I
Yeah.
I bought my because I bought my brother Jake, I bought him the newest Monster Hunter game when it came out, and I bought him the steel cover because it was like extra, like 15, I think. I'm like, you know what, why not? And I don't know, there's something about having that's just so like
yeah, I mean, it's like back in the day with
special.
DVDs. Whenever movies would come out on DVD, and David, I know that you were part of this movement too, but midnight releases.
Yeah.
Midnight releases were
Dude.
where it was at.
Those I miss
no,
those
no,
Dude,
so
when
much.
Halo 3 came out on midnight release,
Yes.
bro, that was an event.
Yes.
dude, when Walmart stayed open 24 hours, you would go up to Walmart
Yeah.
to buy it so you could play it the next day.
No,
Or
That was
man, I'm talking
but
about
no,
like GameStop.
That was
GameStop,
where
their midnight releases were fucking phenomenal.
that was
Yeah,
where
they
you
were,
go, and you
DJ
didn't go just to get the
had a
game. You went
DJ.
there to get in line early so that you could actually and the
camp.
bullshitting with everybody in line around you.
Oh yeah.
And the hype
Dude.
of the game, you'd hype yourselves up while you're in line waiting for it.
Oh, dude.
Hell yeah, that was
I was-
peak, man.
Okay. I was watching a video about 80s soundtracks of movies, and I totally forgot because we don't do it anymore. Lines at the movie theater.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lines at the movie theater.
And dude,
Um,
I
think the
'cause,
last movie that I
we
stood
had
in line
movies that were
for.
worth staying in line for.
What
Yeah,
was the movie
there
that I
was-
stayed in line
there
for
was
last? I think it
so
was
Friday
That was
Uh,
Revenge of the Sith for me. That was
Friday
last.
when I went to go see Thunderbolts and I went to the mall. It is so sad what malls have become. It is
It's just
Yeah.
Wichita Falls Mall. You can go.
but like even the
Everything-
one
freaking hop.
even the one in like even the one in like Jackson is that people aren't having the same use for malls as they used to.
Yeah, well, no, the last movie I stood in line for, I think, was Episode 7.
I don't even remember.
Man,
And I know for a fact that when I went to go see Star Trek First Contact, there was a line for that. And you want to talk about, there was people in Starfleet uniforms in line.
I-
The last I went to go see, was it Matrix Reloaded? No, the second one, was it Revelations?
No, that was
Reloaded was the second one, right?
Reloaded was second.
Yeah. Went to go see the second one.
Revelations.
Went to go see the second one. There was dudes dressed like agents in line, and there was one guy dressed like Neo.
Nice.
And they were in line, and they were just chilling together. And I was like, I kept giving these guys shit. I was like, look at you dorks. You don't even understand the lore that you're portraying. And they're like, what? Like you two would not be standing there shoulder to shoulder, peacefully talking like you're fucking best buds. You'd be fighting it out like constantly.
Exactly.
Keep it up with the
So-
case.
Dude, Star Wars ain't what it used to be.
No, I mean
Anytime
nothing.
and it's-
Nothing is.
No,
Nothing
yeah,
is.
but even
that's-
and like
I think
I,
the-
s- I think the older movies definitely like the original like first issues of Star Wars are the best. But even watching the older ones at this point, I just feel so
here's the
when
thing.
I'm watching
The
when I'm watching Star Wars now, I just feel like, oh hey, Star Wars. I don't
Okay,
feel
the
the excitement that I felt when I was like younger, like littler,
Yeah.
while watching Star Wars that I do now.
Okay, so this is the level of my nerdum, right? Okay, so I remember, I think it was back in '91 when Star Trek VI: The Undiscovered Country came out.
Yeah.
Mom and Dad took us to go see that in the theater, and of course, we're a family of Trekkies, and so there was a there was a line for Star Trek VI. We get in and everybody's finding seats and buying their tickets, and of course you get the popcorn back when the popcorn didn't make anybody sick.
This is true.
I remember, like, especially with movies like Saving Private Ryan, like there was emotional connections to these movies, like Endgame. People were coming out just fucking floored because
Hell, the last movie that I
Tony Stark died, right? But
the
with
last-
Star Trek VI, we walked out. We knew that was the end of the era because that was the first movie that they introduced at the end of a saga where the cast was never going to portray those parts again, at least on paper. That the cast autographed the cast's autographs were on screen.
Oh, okay.
Right. Star Trek VI was the first movie to do that. And that's why whenever it happened at the end of Endgame, I was like, that's fucking cool.
I really like so at the
Colin, hold on. The last couple of movies that I've watched was with you guys, Johnny, and I mean, The Covenant was great with me and Chris watching it, and we had an emotional response to that. And me and Johnny with Maverick.
Hmm.
I mean-
yeah, that's right. You and I did go see Maverick. Yeah.
Those are the only two movies in the past couple of years that I've like, after I got through the theater and everything. Oh my god! Let's go steal a freaking plane.
Okay, so the last. Let me try to see here. I had that emotional response at the end of Endgame, but I tell you, like the first superhero movie that I had that like emotional gut punch, Logan.
Oh yeah,
God, yeah.
God, yeah.
Dude.
Oh, that was a rough one.
Oh, I'm sitting there. I'm like, is somebody cutting onions in here? Like you had a whole ass theater full of grown men, right? And then when the first Transformers movie, the first Michael Bay Transformers movie came out, and you hear Peter Cullen at the beginning.
Fuck
My
yeah.
name is
Dude,
Optimus Prime.
I got
Dude,
so
goosebumps on top
Yeah.
of goosebumps. People just jumping up like, that's fucking Optimus Prime, yo. I mean, like,
There were so many moments in there that I
total
just got
pandalarium, dude. It was
Yeah.
it's such an amazing time. But you
Okay.
don't get that with movies anymore.
No.
Because
I-
a lot of the stuff that Hollywood is pumping out these days, a lot of it is reboots, a lot of it's remakes, and it's
dude, I think
I don't know.
sequels
Okay,
on
so
sequels.
It's vanilla, man.
that being said, the MCU is back. It is back.
Well,
it-
again, I haven't seen Thunderbolts. I haven't. Well, let me rephrase that. I haven't seen New Avengers yet. I'm gonna probably wait a little while because I didn't. It's not that I didn't want to go yesterday. It's just as an adult, I had stuff I had to do. Right.
Dude, with
I had a yard to save.
with
I had projects around the house I needed to get.
You know,
Yeah, man.
Loki season 2 and that came out, and then, dude, Daredevil Born Again has been such a good show. Thunderbolts was great. It accomplished what the first Guardians movie did, where it took a bunch of weirdos and made you care about them. And you know, with Dad, I know you know because I know you saw the post-credit scene already. Dude, I screamed in that movie theater, dude. I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah. So but
I mean, the last movie that's come out right now that I want to see, but I'm kind of wanting to wait on is Sinners. Of course, Josh Allen probably seen it.
yeah,
I-
I've heard about that, and I'm like, yo, no, I don't
That's,
know.
I
man.
watched the clip. I watched the clip. I was like,
You could probably watch that particular clip for free somewhere online and say you saw the movie.
and I was like,
But-
ooh.
But I mean, getting back to the genesis of this particular rant was, with GameStop, their midnight releases for video games, like particularly like Halo 3 and then ODST. They had those guys with that startup cottage industry where they would haul trailers around that had networked consoles together. And there was people like, hey, hold my spot in line. I'm going to go check this out. And they had the multiplayer maps loaded in those trailers, and people were playing them. And I mean, it was just like it was a whole event, like dudes showing up in Master Chief armor, and that wasn't 3D printed. It was all made out of that high density foam, and dudes that put a lot of time, money, and effort and manual labor into manufacturing these cosplay costumes. But like with Modern Warfare 2, you had like National Guard soldiers out there in Humvees. I mean, David, you know that the National Guard unit there in Wichita, it's a Pogue unit, right?
Yeah.
So when they showed up, they were asked, "Hey, can you be outside GameStop?" Blah blah blah. It was laughable because you looked at these guys like, you guys ain't hard, like, at all. Actually, Chris, it was like looking at a bunch of JROTC students.
People in there, I knew, and they're actually pretty decent people.
No, the people are great. I'm talking about the equipment.
Oh yeah,
the training, just the fact that they're portraying infantry soldiers, but they're not, and it's like, oh, we're basically, don't be a Cav Scout. Shut up.
It's like a bunch of admin types are out there. Like, oh, whoa!
I'm airborne, dude. You're admin. Shut up.
Yeah.
No. You want to look at those guys? It's like, oh, you guys are LARPing, huh?
Yes, thank you. Yes, LARPing.
It was on the tip of your tongue. I got you.
It's funny seeing JRTC kids out and about.
Well, like JROTC in their dress uniforms with like the ribbons upon ribbons upon ribbons. It's like, oh, hey, you showed up and didn't shit yourself today. Here's a ribbon. It's like, oh my God.
Dude,
and then they try to come off all hard. And they're like, oh, slow down, dude. Save some pussy for the rest of us.
So one of the reasons why I quit JRTC this year, and it pissed me off so much, dude. The sergeant major was just ranking people like left and right for no reason. Like, I kid you not, there was at least like 5 different people that didn't take the corporal's test that got promoted to corporal. And dude, that pissed me off. That's what that was the final straw for me. I'm like, no, that really pissed me off.
Programs like that needed to stay meritocracy. So you're based on merit, or your promotions are based on merit, and they shouldn't be based on anything else. But hold on, we're waiting, being patient.
What?
Colin is being talked to, so he's probably fixing to have to hop off here. So
yeah,
that's going to be a good segue for us. So yeah, I like physical media. I hope physical media never ever goes away. Will we see the golden age of physical media where we had the steel books on demand, where we had the game manuals? We'll never see that stuff again. But I hope that physical media never actually goes completely away. Because I mean, honestly, I think that if we do ever find ourselves in that position, gaming as a whole is going to die.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you could, I mean, yeah, I get it. Like Steam, like, oh, you're downloading everything on Steam. Same rules apply with Steam. You don't actually own the games. You own license to the file. That's all. It's like having a Class 4 federal firearms license. You don't actually own the fully automatic weapons. You're more like borrowing them from the federal government. So, But with that being said, I think this is a good spot to go ahead and land the plane, guys.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
But 210 episodes in the book. So for those of you who have been with us for a majority of this journey, we thank you for your time, your patronage, your loyalty, because loyalty, let's face it, it's hard to find in today's day and age. But we see you out there, and we appreciate you. That's what we appreciate about you. But anyway, on behalf of Angry Me Production and specifically the Nerd Sports Show, we thank you very much. My name is Johnny Skelton.
I'm David Dickerman.
I am Chris Mountain Man Jacka.
Colin Skelton.
And this has been episode 210 of Nerd Sports. Thank you very much. And again, keep the lights on. Do whatever you need to do. Just make sure that you get rid of the socks or the towels so that way, you know, you don't leave the evidence out there. But in the words of the late lesbian pirate Bearded Clam, scissor me timbers. R and